video, you will learn about function imports, expand operation, deep insert, handle Etags, process batch requests, offline support, media links, server-side caching. Function imports are used to perform an action on a business subject that can't be executed by using the CRUD method. For example, release of sales order, confirming an order, performing availability check. Defined on the service level and not at the entity set level. All function imports are handled by a single method. Here is a use case statement to identify the correct one. Expand is a query option that is used to retrieve several entities that are connected via navigation properties in one request or response cycle. When using $expand, follow navigation properties of an OData service. Optimized quoting can be implemented that is faster than calling the different single GET entity and GET entity set methods. When using self-expand for a complete set, implement the method in the data provider extension class mentioned here. Deep insert is a counterpart of $expand, in which child elements are also sent along with HTTP post request. For example, create a parent-style structure where entities are to be created independently. Create a sales order together with sales order items in just one request. Create a sales order along with sales order items in it in an ERP system. In the service builder, create Etags at the entity type level. Property can be tagged as Etag property. The Etag header field in a response provides information about the status of a resource. If the client wants to perform read or update at later point of time, Etag is used to check if the data has been changed or not. Using Etag will result in less data being read or more security for the client when performing updates. If Etags are used for conditional read requests, the client can check whether the resource has changed without the need to read all of the data. If the Etag sent by the client does not match, this indicates that resource has changed. Client receives the changed data in the HTTP response. If the Etag matches, indicates that the data has not changed and the client can work with the data that is available locally. If Etags are used for conditional update requests, the client can check whether the resource has changed. The data will not be updated if the Etags sent by the client do not match. Use the HTTP request, HTTP header, if match. If both Etags match, the HTTP response will be empty and the HTTP status code is 204. If both Etags do not match, the HTTP response contains an error message. The HTTP status code is 248, precondition required. Before an update is performed, the gateway framework on the hub performs a read request and compares the Etag sent by the client with the Etag retrieved from the backend. Instead of using the generic framework support, a code-based implementation can be done in SAP Business Suite backend system. Take a look at the Gateway Server Framework offerings for handling of Etags. Here is the workflow batch request processing. Take a pause to read through them. Offline support is useful for critical projects. Delta query implementation. The backend system logs all creations, changes and deletions of a specific dataset request from the client. The server issues a Delta token along with a timestamp and with the requested data. Next time the client requests the same dataset, it returns the Delta token to the server. Comparing the timestamp on the Delta token to the timestamps of the records in the change log. New, changed or deleted records since the Delta token was issued or returned to the client. Media links create, display, modify and delete binary files. Here are a few examples: pictures and images. Example, uploading pictures from a device. PDF documents. Office documents. Video. Instead of using a relative or absolute URL, media can also be accessed directly via SAP Gateway by using the $value option. Take a look at how it can be implemented. Server-side caching can be done using SoftState. The method used in SoftState is HTTP request OData operation. At that method, by default, whole communication is stateless. Certain business scenarios do require the caching of data to improve their performance. The SoftState mode is used for applications which are built to legacy functionality in the back-end, which includes initial loading or caching of large amounts of data for a single request. Example, price calculation. Main use of SoftState is performance optimization of an OData service. Take a look at the steps used in SoftState server-side caching. Here's the link to more information on SAP Gateway, building OData services. This brings us to the end of this video.